All right, everybody. Welcome back. How are we doing today? It's been a while, but I've been busy. So today what I want to do is kind of give you a little walkthrough and an introduction to the Fallout Vaults mod, which uses the Adventure Core framework to go ahead and produce some nice tight vaults for y'all to explore in addition to your other Fallout mods. Excuse my dogs. He's having some issues right now. But all right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So first off, the mods that we are going to be required for this is going to be the Fallout Vaults, which I might rename at some point. I have not really put any thought into any of that yet. But it's going to require the RimWorld Adventure core, and it will also require the Vault Tech handy things for your Vault mod, brought to you by Twink. So these are the only requirements. It does not require Harmony. I am running with Harmony right now, however. Mostly just so I can run my other things like Camera Plus and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get started. This right here, you can either start on a new game or on a save game. I went ahead and saved the game just so we can kind of get everything rolling ahead of time. Okay, so here we are. So this right here could be any game. This is you know what I'm saying. The mod itself is kind of set up to be toward kind of the medium, the middle to late game. So after you have an established colony and some means. So if you're trying to just start a game and rush in there, it may not be as easy as you think. So let's go ahead and take a look at the process here. Whenever you start off, you're just going to be playing regular RimWorld. Nothing is going to be different. You will be able to, of course, build your vault stuff and whatnot. Something that you will notice that is different is on the research tree. If you go to the Vault Tech research line, you'll see that now under Vault Tech production techniques, you are now, it also unlocks the ability to make the Vault Tech transponder. So I'll go ahead and finish that now just so we can take a look at it. So once you tech up to this point, you will find it. I believe right now it's still in miscellaneous. It is. These are gonna be taken out later on. This is gonna be moved to the vault section, and this is going to be taken out altogether. It's here for debugging. Anyway, so here this will allow you to build a Vault-Tec transponder. The Vault-Tec transponder is a machine built from refurbished Vault-Tec equipment and parts. It can interface with pre-war Vault-Tec satellite to extract data. And I know what you're thinking. What is a pre-war Vault-Tec satellite? Well, as you keep playing the game, after a period of time, you're going to get an event. So wait for it. Nope, there it is. And you see that something is crashing near the village. So if we go to this location, where's it at? Right down over here. And we continue. You see that we have a Skyfaller coming in. Boom. And what this is that this is actually a pre-war satellite, a Vault-Tec satellite that has fallen out of orbit finally. If we zoom in here, you can see our Vault-Tec satellite. Now, it has a lot of hit points, and it is fireproof, so you don't have to worry about it dying in the crash. However, you do have to worry about the crash itself. As you can see, it produces a good bit of fire, and if it crashes on your village, which it totally can, then it will burn your village down if you're not paying attention. So you definitely want to pay attention to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. So after you collect your Vault-Tec satellite, you're going to hold on to that. Later on, you're going to tech up to be able to build the Vault-Tec transponder. Once you have the Vault-Tec transponder researched, then you can go ahead and collect the equipment. It's fairly expensive to build. I'm just going to go ahead and build one here. Alright, so now we have our Vault-Tec transponder. You'll notice that it requires satellite as a fuel, as well as electricity to be powered. If you take it whenever it is not powered, you can also see that it is mannable, that you're able to man the Vault-Tec transponder. So what you want to do is that you want to go ahead and give it everything it needs. So I'm going to start it up. I'm going to give it some power. Now we can see that this guy right here is already running to get the satellite. Which, man, this place is really going up good. There we go. Alright. And once he puts the satellite in there, now it is secure. You can see that we have fuel. It doesn't actually take down the fuel, so you can just kind of ignore this number down here. This is just kind of holding your satellite. If you destroy this, then you'll get your satellite back. The satellite is kind of your key to open up the vault. So if you man the transponder, you can see where now you have the option to decode the vault location. Which case, let's go ahead and do it. What it's going to do is that it's going to scan. It's going to read the. Oh, this isn't done yet. This is going to read the satellite memory bank and scan for the location of long lost Vault 14. Let's go ahead and locate the vault. Okay. Come over here. All right. And you can see that we have this other map. Let's see where we're at. So here's my Vault 14. Where am I at? I didn't go back to my. Oh, I'm up over here. So I actually spawned a fair distance away. This right here is going to be part of the challenge. Once again, this is not supposed to be something that you just kind of rush toward. So as you can see, you have to at least have some type of travel capabilities. Now, it doesn't always spawn this far away. If it, technically what it's trying to do is it's trying to find this type of biome. I believe it's a temperate swamp. So the closer you are to a temperate swamp, the closer the thing will end up spawning. So, but anyway, so over here you'll find Vault 14. More specifically, you'll find an awkward mountain. Sometimes the mountain will be already open. If it's not, then the idea is that you have to kind of pick around a little bit to find the secret hidden passage. So right here, the thing to look for is for thin walls. I can see one right here, so let's go ahead and knock that out. Oh, good guess. So inside of here, as vaults often are, this one is concealed inside of a mountain, in which case you have to first go through here. You can see that we have a small little dungeon that generated in here. It's not actually a dungeon. All it is just kind of a fun path. But you do have to be careful because there are raiders around this this place. So you're not the first person here, unfortunately. So as you come in here, so let's go ahead and get my caravan going. And of course, I'm going to cheat my way through there. So we're going to head out to Vault 14, accept. Let's bring everybody and the dog. And I'm going to send instantly. And let me teleport them to their destination. There we go. Okay, so once you finally make it to Vault 14, oops, sorry, yeah, so let me instantly enter, sorry. Getting distracted. Okay, so yeah, so here we are now at the entrance to the vault. Draft my dudes. Unlike the Valdurum adventure, this is not using adventure mode at all. So this is going to be a regular vanilla RimWorld game. So what I'm doing right now, how I'm just kind of walking through you guys up to it, it's not highly recommended because you are going to have to monitor their needs. As well as, you know, various other aspects to keep them happy. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in here so I can show you what it's going to look like. A big hint, you're going to look for these mattresses. Usually people sleep on mattresses, and if people are sleeping, then we have raiders. Let's go ahead and knock this girl out. Obviously, I went ahead and equipped up everybody with an impressive array. Let's get over here. All right, so once you get close enough to the vault entrance, you'll have the option to open the vault using your Pip-Boy. Go ahead. She's that it has been tampered with, so we're probably not the first people down here. Let's go down to the dungeon. Okay, so after it's done loading, you'll see that we now have a new map that is very, very dark. If you played on the Valdurum, you'll see that this is dark, but it's not as dark as Valdurum is. This is actually still light enough to where you can make out the room and details inside the room. Let's go ahead and get my crew in there. Oh. All right, here we are. Now, once again, this does not have the adventure mode active, so you will have to keep an eye on your pawns and make sure, because they won't have like auto draft or nothing like that. There's also nothing protecting your needs, so you have to make sure you guys don't starve down here. All right, so we're gonna go through, start exploring the vault. You can see that this place is a an absolute mess. Looks like it's been abandoned. I'm not sure if anybody's living down here. But they have lots of interesting stuff to explore. They have a lot of really good material down here for you to break down. Or if you want, after you clear the vault, you can actually move down here and live down here. This is part of the reason why I didn't want to implement adventure mode. It's like that you can still treat it like a regular vault. If you're wondering how to deal with the lights if you want to live down here, at the very end of the dungeon, you have the option. If you hack the overseer's terminal, then you can turn on the light grid. If while you're playing, this is just for something. If you're in development mode, you may have already noticed that I'm in development mode. But you can see that I have extra options up over here. These options are actually a way for the player to control the light inside the dungeon itself. So right here you can see that I can toggle the lights on, or if I want to try a higher light setting. If I open up my log, and I can set what the light setting will be, and then I can turn the lights back down. So this is at a 0.5. This is half of the full light setting. Let me go ahead and set that back real quick. Okay. I've been getting some people wanting to turn off the darkness for some reason. All right, so let's go ahead and keep on going through. Now, I wanted to make this a little bit more Fallout-ish than adventure-ish, so therefore I did not put an overabundance of encounters in here. But don't be fooled, there are raiders down here, and they're very well equipped, so don't just go rushing through half-cocked, because your guys will end up dead. And here, if you're familiar with the Valdurum mod, then you can see already that I've made vast number of improvements to the dungeon, how it generates, how the rooms generate, and also the details inside of here. So let me go ahead and go through. This is taking a bit longer than I thought. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to go forward until something interesting happens. So here we go. All right, everybody, we are back. And it has been it's been a rather interesting road, as you can see. Ran into quite a few raiders. I may have to tone them back a little bit. Had some hard times in there. Had a few mental breaks, but I made it. So it's something that you definitely want to keep in mind as you're going through. Bring more food than I brought, stuff like that. As you can see, my guys aren't really having the happiest time of their life right now. But anyway, but we made it to the end. Joy. So if you come in here, this is going to be the Overseer's office. The Overseer's office should be at the very rear of the dungeon. Inside, oh, there's pretty much always someone inside the Overseer's office. It's a really nice place. Oh, a bunch of people in here. Nothing a little advanced weaponry can't fix. Okay. So coming inside of here, you'll find the Overseer's office with the Overseer's Vault Terminal. Now the Vault Terminal, you'll see that this is a special terminal and that you can man it. So when you man the terminal, you'll see that first you need to apply power to it. Now some vaults, because they're random gen, oh, I do have one. I have one right here. Boom. Some of the random gem rooms can have these reactors in them. If the vault you have does not have a reactor room in it, then you're gonna have to power it yourself. Basically, one of these reactors is usually powerful enough to power the vault subgrid. So let's go ahead and power it up and see if it can do the trick. So I'm just gonna dev mode it to apply fuel. And right here you can see that the power grid is still mostly intact inside this vault. We have lights coming on across the vault. Oh man, that would have been useful. I wish I would have found that room when I was trying to clear this place. Everything's so much easier with light. But as you can see, we actually have pretty good electrical flow through here. And it successfully powered up my computer. So now if you come back to the terminal and you have somebody manning it, you can see that you have the option to hack it. Hacking the terminal will pull up a Robco Industries Termalink screen. In which case you need to figure out what the password is. This is, of course, modeled off of the Fallout terminal hack. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Start off with greed. 0.5 lightness. Technically, because I don't want to lock anybody out at the end, I have it to where eventually you have infinite tries. So eventually you're gonna get it right. So don't freak out about this if you kind of suck at these. because it's not going to actually lock you out. Ugh, joke. So 0.5 on both of those. Let's see. Can't be based. Brink. Oh, boost. 2 out of 5 on boost. Is it boots? No, it can't be boots. No woman. No woman, no cry. Got no based. Let's see, Brinks. Or just Brink. Can't be Brink. Boost. Cheat. So I actually have a lot of fun doing these, but I know they take a lot of time, and you're probably not interested in seeing me think my way through this. So what you could also do if you're really hard up for it, you can just go through and select. Oh, there we go. Scoot. Apparently Scoot was the correct one. So right here you can see that I got the correct password just by process of elimination, and we got Scoot. And afterward, now the terminal will allow me to activate or deactivate the lights, similar to how my my development tool up here does. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and activate the lights. You can see now that we have a fully lit map. And now it's pretty much right back to normal. So if you want to start building in here and set up and move your town down here, you totally can. It's set up to where it's going to have some good facilities. So like down here, you can see storage lots, some crew quarters, the overseer's office. We have some more crew quarters down here. You can also have hospital beds. So here you see some hospital work. Or you could deconstruct everything. If you come through here, if you look at these trash piles, some of them actually yield a good bit of useful material. Oh, that was a big one right there. So there's definitely a lot of stuff down here that can benefit your vault. I would suggest bringing some uranium with you just in case you do run into a reactor, so you can activate the subgrid. And yeah, so hopefully this gives you a better idea on what to expect when playing with the vault mod. Let me know what you think.